Raise your hand if you have tried almost every diet under the sun with the hopes to finally lose all of the weight and keep it off, and it ain't working. And you're tired and you're over it. Like, seriously over it. Why is it this complicated to lose weight and keep it off? If you've been there, like I've been there, stay tuned because we're gonna talk about what has helped me to finally lose 40 pounds and keep it off for over 5 years now. If you're interested in that, get into it. Hey beautiful people, if you don't know who I am, my name is Tochi. I am a speaker of life, and welcome to Snatching Our Crowns, a curated space for women all over the world to snatch our lives back and become the best and fullest versions of ourselves together. And in today's video, I want to break down to you, why I stopped OMAD fasting and how I was able to lose and maintain 40 pounds off to this day, 5 years later. A lot of you all have encountered or found this content, these videos years ago on my journey in OMAD, which is known as 1 meal a day. It's an extreme form of intermittent fasting where one typically eats 1 or 1 to 2 really large meals at only one part of the day rather than smaller meals that are broken throughout the day, including breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And prior to starting OMAD years ago, I was just getting sick and tired of struggling to finally get all of the weight off. And I thought to myself, you know what? I understand that there are spiritual benefits to fasting, so let me blend my faith to my eating and make it be in a way that allows me to lose weight while getting closer to God. And I'm not saying that is a bad thing. I think I had an earnest desire to get closer to God and find clarity while also stewarding my health and breaking out of I'm gonna be honest, like my food addiction, my temptation to turn to emotional eating rather than turn to healthier alternatives to basically find catharsis and cope with various challenges that may come my way. And so I began to trek onto this journey of 1 meal a day, and I even vlogged it day by day where I showed you guys, okay, this is the meal I'm eating for the day, this is the time frame I'm eating, and this is what I'm drinking throughout the day to keep me energetic, which is primarily water, lots of herbal teas, matcha lattes, and things of that nature. And I was able to lose an extreme amount of weight in such a small portion of time. I lost a number of pounds in under 1 month from 1 meal a day, and I found it to be a lose weight quick scheme to help you to kind of jump into just a healthier way of living in a sense of breaking out of unhealthy addictions to food and overeating. So I found that to be a positive side to OMAD, but as I continued to pursue and implement OMAD into my lifestyle, I began to understand how unfeasible and unsustainable it actually is for me to, for example, go to work and not eat any food until 6 p.m. or until I'm done the day of work, and basically deprive myself of essential nutrients in the day that aids in my concentration, my focus, and energy levels. And I began to understand that, you know what, eating isn't a sin, right? Like, eating food isn't a bad thing. It's just learning that proper mindset to treat food as fuel and rather than using or treating food as a way to escape. And so for me, I began to embark on a journey where I said, you know what, I don't want to confine myself to only eating food during a certain period of my day, whether it's like 3 to 5 p.m. or 6 to 8, but rather I want to eat breakfast. I do want to eat lunch, and it may not be breakfast at 8 a.m., but if my body is in need of fuel, I've recognized, like, it's okay for me to take a handful of almonds and snack on that. And so for me, I want to break down to you what I've been doing to help me break out of feeling like and leading onto OMAD to lose a ton of weight, but rather make it a long-term sustainable lifestyle where I don't need to go to extreme forms to lose weight, but I can still lose a considerable amount of weight and keep it off without resorting to OMAD anymore. For a while, I tried to stick with one meal a day, right? And I sought to make that be my main solution to my weight loss struggles. And after a while, I began to feel just unnecessarily sluggish and lethargic and even cloudy in my thoughts and in my concentration levels, that I said, you know what, I need to find a simpler and more sustainable approach to lose weight that is not entirely dependent on one meal a day. And it was funny because I would do OMAD and then get to the end of the day and suddenly feel like I'm still starving. Like I would eat a whole healthy meal and have a part 2 meal, because it wasn't technically OMAD for me. It would be like one meal and then an hour later eat another meal. And even with those 2 meals that are calorie packed with fruits, vegetables, and healthy carbs and proper protein, I would still be hungry late at night. And I said, you know what? How can I simplify my approach to a healthier lifestyle? And I thought, you know what could I start doing that might work? And I'll give you my first tip. My first tip on the simpler habits that worked for me to be able to lose 40 pounds and keep it off. And I want to emphasize keep it off because for so long in my life, I would lose a significant amount of weight and then literally put it back on and then lose it and put it back on. I had such a challenging relationship with my weight. And of course, as women, the weight still fluctuates, right? And it's normal for weight to fluctuate with our hormones each month and just navigating the cycles of being a woman. But I mean, it's different to fluctuate 5 pounds versus 30. And so we're addressing that. So my very first tip that I began to do is walk. Okay, walk. Now, walking is a low intensity form of cardio, and before I began to take walking seriously, I was that girl that would sprint for her life on the treadmill almost every gym session. You would catch me on the treadmill running as if I'm running for my life, okay? And I thought that I needed to do high intensity cardio to effectively work off the fat and work off the weight that gotta go. But I had to come into an enlightened understanding that there are benefits to low intensity cardio. When it comes to weight loss, a lot of people think that they have to be in the gym doing just intense workouts to see results. But here's the thing, slow and steady cardio like walking is incredibly effective, and I'm about to tell you why. Low intensity cardio, especially walking, helps burn fat without putting too much stress on your body, thereby increasing your heart rate at a steady pace, encouraging fat burning while still allowing your body to feel energized instead of drained. Are you hearing the common thread in the conversation of feeling energized instead of drained? And it's not just about burning fat, but it's also about being consistent. And walking has a plethora of benefits that are even outside of the weight loss category, but it boosts my energy levels, it boosts my mood, and it also nourishes my walk in relationship with Jesus through walking. I go on walks not just for my weight, but I go on walks for my soul. I like to pray during my walks. I love to worship during my walks. I love to listen to audiobooks, listen to the Bible audibly, listen to specific sermons or Christ-centered messages that really edify my soul while I get to just take in breaths of fresh air in the mornings, and walking has been a saving grace to my mental health in ways that I'm still unraveling. It is something that I began to embark on years ago and haven't stopped. I fell in love with it. And it's so interesting as you get older that some of the most profound and special moments in life are the most seemingly mundane. Going for a walk in the morning and allowing the sun to just warm me up. And granted, I know it's winter. Girl, I bundle up, okay? Because I understand what walking does for me. And I love that the benefit to it is also helping me manage my weight, because I get to burn, for example, around 200, 250 calories in or under 1 hour, and I typically go on a 3-mile walk, and that allows me at the start of the day to burn that quantity of calories and not feeling like it through the rest of my day. You know, when you go to the gym and work out super heavy, girl, you are famished. You will eat your kitchen down. But when I go for walks, it doesn't affect my appetite as much as it did by me going in my high intensity cardios, which I still partake in, but my base, the foundation of my fitness, is definitely hands down walk. What I appreciate about walks is that sustainability piece. Yes, I typically aim to go for about 1 hour or 45-minute walks about 3 to 4 days a week. But even if I can't hit that number, I prioritize moving my body, whether it's just a 20-minute walk. That is something, and that is something that is better than nothing. And those 20 minutes is helping you to prove that identity that you are becoming of a walker, of being someone who prioritizes and moves their body, even in the midst of a flexible schedule and ever evolving demands of your day. Second tip I have that allowed me to stop OMAD and still lose 40 pounds is talking. Talking it out. And when I say talking it out, I mean questioning your cravings. And I want to be really clear when I speak to this point, because, you know, cravings are normal, right? Whether it's that time of the month, as women, you're craving ice cream or craving chocolate. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about it's just a random Tuesday and you want to go get you some French fries or just eat some junk food and indulge in it. Once again, I'm not saying to be perfect. This is not that channel. I still eat me some Chick-fil-A fries. I still eat me some pizza. I'm not eating only salads every day. But what I'm saying is, by me talking it out, whenever I am considering, you know, maybe after work going to a fast food place and getting some food, I talk out loud to myself. Out loud, I will externally process, okay, Tochi, so why are you going to this particular place to get food? Am I craving this? Do I feel bored? Am I feeling anxious? That's a big one. That root of anxiety that may tempt someone to go to a fast food place and get something to eat rather than eating something that's healthier. I mean, it may not be a salad, but something that ain't deeply fried and maybe a less healthier option for your body and for your health, and also just for your mental health too. When you eat clean, you're able to have just healthier outlooks and a healthier mood and healthier hormones. And so by me talking out loud and externally processing, like, Tochi, do you really need this right now? Do you really need to go to McDonald's or Burger King and get you some McNuggets? Like, do you really need this right now? And I think also for me, I do let myself go out to eat. I do give myself a certain amount of times each month where I do go out to eat and those choices for fast food, but I don't allow myself typically to just indulge in my cravings. Oh, if I want to go get me some French fries, I'm going to go get me some French fries. I think that the more that I externally process my decision before I step into that decision, decreases my chances from eating poorly. And so I just want to encourage you, if you are or are not an external processor, to consider talking things out, whether it's to yourself, to a friend, toward a loved one, someone who's holding you accountable on your journey toward living a healthier lifestyle. Like, hey sis, I'm craving this. Like, I'm thinking about going here and eating this food, and just having second thoughts of having a sounding board system where like that friend or that personal trainer or yourself can then respond back to you and be like, sis, I get it, I get that you're craving this, but hey, like, you also have this at home, you already have this meal that's already prepared. If you're hungry, just it takes about 10 more minutes to get home and just warm it up. Or you actually have snacks you keep in your car. You have some almonds, or you have some dates, or you have an apple that's still in your lunch bag that you can pull up and eat. Or maybe you're just dehydrated, maybe you just need to sip on some more water and you'll feel fuller and you're not as hungry as you think you are. So externally processing and talking it out is a key that has helped me, because you'll hear yourself and you'll hold yourself accountable. You will call yourself out. You'll call yourself higher just by talking it out. Don't sleep on that tip, y'all. This simple step helped me to stop mindlessly grabbing something unhealthy and making more conscious decisions when it comes to emotional triggers that I have that then pull me to eat unhealthy food. And tip number 3 is simplifying your eating. I feel like the more simpler you approach eating, and whether it's meal prepping or whatever that looks like, the easier it is to stick with it. I think for me, one approach that I have, for example, is by me having at least 1 serving of vegetables every day. And if you aim for the moon, you'll at least reach the stars. And when I say that, I mean, yes, there are going to be days where I may not eat vegetables, but by me making it a focus, by me telling myself, by me holding myself accountable to be eating vegetables every day, then I'm like, you know what, I did say I was going to eat some vegetables. Let me just add some spinach to this dish, or oh, let me just add some carrots to this salad. So I just encourage you to think through how to simplify your eating on a week-to-week basis, starting at the start of the week, so that it's not in real time where you're like, I'm starving and I have no healthy food in my house. I think even practically, I'm a snacker. I love to snack. Let me know if you're a snacker in the comments below. So for me, I like to keep a pack of raw almonds with me, typically wherever I'm going, because it's a nice, healthier snack. Just have a handful of almonds. It's healthier for you. It has fiber. Keeping your lifestyle simple. If you like this type of snack and it's healthy, just keep that on you wherever you go. And whenever you're feeling hungry, you can choose and reach for a healthier snack rather than eating out, especially eating out and choosing certain meals that are not healthy on a regular basis. So to recap, what helped me to lose 40 pounds and keep it off for 5 years now without OMAD is, 1, going on my walks. I love walking, and whatever it is that you love to do that moves your body, especially if it's low intensity, I encourage you to explore it. I still do my HIIT workouts every single week, so it's not like I don't venture into other workout types, but walking just does something that benefits me in ways beyond just losing weight and maintaining my weight. Number 2, talking it out, okay? Call a friend, call somebody, call your boo if you are tempted to make a unhealthy choice, right? And that even involves as Christians. If you're tempted to sin, have someone that holds you accountable, have community that can then guide you along the right path of like, hey, I want to acknowledge this temptation I have and have more soundness in that decision of if you choose to forego it or not. It's just good to externally process decisions so that you can be able to identify the triggers, identify the roots and causes that is even leading you toward that decision in the first place, and comfort yourself and guide yourself with a level of grace, with a level of love, rather than just turning towards unhealthy outlets as a way to cope, as a way to find peace, find solace in your life and your circumstances. And finally, keeping your eating simple and sticking with foods that you enjoy, that is not something you dread eating, that is simple, that you can just have on a regular basis, and keep a mindfulness over your portions. Realizing that food is here to help you and it's not to confine you. So I hope that this video helps you in any way. If you have any tips down in below as we keep on our healthier lifestyle living together, I would love to hear it down below. If you're ready to make weight loss easier and more manageable, definitely drop me some likes and some love and share your experiences in the comments below, because this is a lifelong journey of us as women becoming the best, fullest, and healthiest versions of ourselves together. I hope that this video was helpful for you in any way. Make sure you are following us on our Instagram page. I'm going to work on more reels and behind the scenes of my workouts and things I like to do to live a healthier lifestyle. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.